Have you lost your passion for being a dentist? This is how I got mine back, and now I want to help you to do the same. If you have reached this video, the chances are that you have lost your passion for being a dentist. You're getting burnt out, you're facing a problem in your relationships, suffering from a chronic work-related pain, or you have become addicted to something. I'm not here to judge you, but to tell you that you're not alone. Dentistry is a difficult profession, and depending on where you practice in the world, the amount of stress on you can become overwhelming. It is no wonder that the rate of suicide is among the highest for dentists more than any other professionals. It is not easy to work on patients with different personalities, great demands, and work in a small dark hole as big as a baseball. In addition, in countries such as Australia, US, Canada, United Kingdom, Germany, Singapore, where dental insurance and administrative regulations are part of almost all dental practices, the amount of pressure exerted on you can be devastating and adds additional stress to an already highly stressful profession. How do I know this? I have been in the same place as what you may be experiencing right now, and it is absolutely awful experience. My name is Dr. Alan Nazari, and I want to make you passionate again about being a dentist. As a matter of fact, my goal is to reach out to as many dentists as possible all around the world. Whoever you are, and whatever is your reason for tuning in, welcome, and thanks for joining me on this presentation. See, I began my career in 1990 working in a high-volume, low-income dental clinic. The dentist who hired me was my only mentor at the time, and I thought the way he practiced dentistry was the norm. See a lot of patients, delegate as much as possible to your assistants, and jump from room to room like a rabbit. After 8 months working as an associate, I ended up opening a number of practices, and I became extremely successful in this dental model by the time I was 29 years of age. I had several dental clinics and managing hundreds of employees. At least I was successful by all financial measurements. I was driving a supercar, living in a beautiful waterview, 6,000 square foot estate, carried Black American Express in my wallet, etc. However, I did not feel like a success. Both my wife and I had become a slave to our practices, working 5 or 6 days a week, trying to make the production numbers, and also provide the hours that our staff needed so they don't quit on us. More successful our business became, more unsuccessful and unhealthy we felt. I became angry, quickly snapping at my team and patients. My wife became increasingly anxious to a point that she started abusing painkillers to numb herself from this feeling. On the day of my 30th birthday, I ended up on a hospital bed with an atrial fib with my family on my bedside, worried and scared. Doctors could not get my heart's rhythm back to a normal with medications, and thus they recommended that I go through a cardioversion procedure. They put me to sleep and shocked my heart twice to get the rhythm back. Thankfully, I survived. My cardiologist told me this was due to my daily stress seeing many patients, managing hundreds of people, and I had to really take it easy as this can lead to a heart attack or brain stroke. So I decided to take it easy. I hired a self-claimed dental consultant who agreed to come and run my practice while I worked less. She began taking over the practice and implemented her own systems. She also got rid of most of my key employees who had been with me for years and hired people who had worked with her previously on other assignments. Fast forward, in about 6 months, our collection decreased 25% and my company went into an internal chaos. People were quitting left and right, patients were complaining, and we were losing cash. I ended up going back to work again and immediately fired the people who were causing the chaos. It did not end there. The one employee who I found out she was embezzling cash from the practice and fired her called the state auditors on us, and we went through 6 months of investigation. Finally, after 6 months of investigation and paying nearly $100,000 to a pair of very talented lawyers, not only we were found not guilty, but we received a refund check of nearly $50,000. Desperate for help, I began searching for ways to work smarter and not harder. I hired a number of mentors, coaches, and business consultants. I dedicated my life to learning about business management, leadership, marketing, and communication. Quickly, I began to see that all of the problems that I was facing was because of me, and really there was no one to blame. I was a leader with no leadership skills. It is similar to being a dentist but not having good clinical skills. I had some good management systems in place, but certainly not enough that I could be away from my practice long before the walls begin to collapse. I decided to become a sponge for knowledge. On the business side, I began reading books, signed up for various leadership training programs such as the Ritz-Carlton, the John Maxwell, Disney University, hired business coaches such as Dr. Bill Blatchford. I also did everything that was possible to become a great clinician as well as a great leader. To become a great leader and a clinician, I had to learn how to communicate better. The improved communication skills allowed me to recruit better team members, lower my team's attrition rate, and keeping them with the practice longer as I was able to communicate my vision more clearly. When I learned how to communicate more effectively with my patients, I was able to completely cut off dental insurance from my practices, and I was not forced to generate 300 new patients a month for me and the dentists who worked for me like in my previous years. On the clinical side, I began attending a variety of continuing education programs and certificated residencies such as the prosthodontics and cosmetic dentistry. I went through the Las Vegas Institute, the Mission Institute, and received my fellowship and mastership in International Congress of Implantology. I was able to earn more, work less, and take 1 week vacation once every 2 months. As a matter of fact, I was able to take home more money with only 50 new patients a month and have fun doing what I wanted to do. Because I had more time, I was able to give back to my community, engage in various charity activities, and spend more time with my family. This allowed me and my wife to invest in our personal growth and our spiritual journey that we all need to go through to find our calling and purpose in life. Some of the dental groups who I knew their owners personally took a notice of this transformation, and not to mention the high production numbers that I was able to achieve. I was able to produce and collect $500,000 per month on a 4-day week schedule. That translated to about $3,500 production per hour, and it is about 15 times the amount of an average dentist production in the US. I was hired to go and teach the associate dentists at some of these group practices as their production numbers were low, and those dentists were facing the similar personal problems in terms of stress, being burnt out, relationship issues, and so on, even though they were just employees and did not even have the headaches related to practice ownership. Once I was able to introduce and teach what I was doing, there was almost an immediate mindset shift. The low-producing dentists began exponentially grow their production, and they were able to double and some triple their income in as few as 3 months. Some of the associate dentists were able to increase their production levels from $75 per hour to $1,500 per hour within just a few short months of the program. The additional income allowed dentists to take more time off, spend more time with their loved ones, take on the hobbies that they wanted to always do. This allowed them to restore balance back to their personal and professional life. My teachings were so transformative that some of these groups ended up dropping their HMO and low dental plans and began focusing more on traditional dental plans as well as fee-for-service patients. Also, by implementing various incentives and bonus systems, the dental teams at my client offices transcended to becoming high-performing team, and each member was able to earn hundreds of dollars, and even a few earned a couple of thousands of dollars more every month. I was truly able to impact the lives of dentists, their families, and their teams to the point that I decided this was truly my calling. At age 47, after owning and selling more than 15 dental practices, I decided to retire myself from clinical dentistry and pursue a career as a dental management consultant on a full-time basis. I decided to do this as I saw the need for someone like me to bring a complete solution to dentists that can help improve their game. Just like patients that we have in practice require someone with comprehensive skill set to help them go from where they are to the ideal optimal health, dentists also require to have a consultant and a coach that can show them the way and guide them to where they want to end up. This is not possible unless the consultant or coach himself or herself has been through the journey personally and understands how to get a client all the way there. I am proud to say that I have been able to go through this journey not once but several times in my own practices, gain an incredible amount of insight as an investor, as well as a consultant developing, scaling, and exiting businesses successfully. However, most dental consultants don't know how to do this. The primary reason is most dental consultants are not dentists. They have never started dental practices on their own with their own money, have never grown practices to multi-million-dollar enterprise. They have never had the opportunity to convince an institutional investor why they should pay 3 or 5 times more for a group practice, and or have never scouted investors for owners of dental clinics who were desperate for a golden parachute. To be able to truly help dental professionals, I have put together the very first online dental business university to help dentists and their teams to learn everything they need to know in improving their business, personal careers, reduce the stress, earn more, and work less so they can lead a highly productive and a balanced life. This complete curriculum offered through the online university includes courses in leadership, operation, management, marketing, communication, customer service, and finance. However, since communication is the prerequisite of all other courses, I have decided to launch and release this program first. When we improve our communication, in the process we can become better leaders, marketers, and yes, better at sales. Now, I know many dentists shy away from the subject of sales, and the problem is that most dentists have no idea as what the subject of sales is about. They think a sales training course is about cheating patients or to engage in an ethical practice. This is far from the truth. It is my opinion that when doctors get involved with unethical activities such as overbilling dental insurances or doing dentistry that patients don't need, is because they lack sales skills. If you're uncomfortable with the subject of sales, you can replace the word with help or simply just communication. So let me take you through the Sales and Communication Mastery course and tell you what I cover in this course and how this course can bring balance back to your life and make you more passionate about dentistry again. In this course, I will show you how to create value for patients from their first contact with your office all the way until complete the treatment. When you focus on value creation, you will attract quality conscious patients and you never have to compete on price. Once I learned about this and applied it into my practices, I was able to attract ordinary patients who truly cared about quality dentistry, not price. I also attracted many millionaires and also a few famous billionaires, such as Mr. Bill Gates, Elizabeth Koch from Koch Brothers, Ralph Burnett, Dennis Washington. This is no way to try to impress you, but impress upon you that these people with their massive amounts of fortune have many choices, but yet somehow they saw something of value within my practice. This is what I want to share with you as how you too can have a practice that is focused on value creation, one that can earn you 10 to 15 times more money than an average dental practice, allows you to work only 3 to 4 days a week if you want to, and do the types of dentistry you enjoy rather than the procedures you hate that brings stress and anxiety to your life. This program consists of 5 video presentations and will take you through a patient's mindset as well as every step in the sales cycle. Let me review what you and your team will learn through this program. Lesson 1, Contact Phase. What is the real definition of sales? Why sales is important to individuals and companies? Understanding the 2 different types of treatment planning model, fear versus want. Learning the real reasons why patients pay for treatments. The difference between features versus benefit of a treatment and how to use them to communicate with our patient. Learning why elevator pitches are important and how to construct them. Identifying emotional turnoffs that can become silent killer of your sales. Lesson 2, Clinical Discovery or Assessment. Introduction to handoffs and why they're important to build trust and confidence with our patients. Understanding the power of good questions and 4 major questions that we must have the answer for proper treatment planning. Learning about open versus close-ended questions. Reviewing the scripts for all clinical situations. Understanding why intraoral photography is absolutely necessary for patient communication. How to discuss and determine patient's budget. Lesson 3, Presentation. Understanding when to present the treatment in relation to the clinical examination. What are the times of the day that patient will be more receptive? Where the presentation must take place and do's and don'ts. How to present treatment plans to avoid patients picking and choosing treatments and becoming price-focused. Lesson 4, Mastering and Handling Objections. Why most dentists confuse complaints with objections. Learning the top 3 common objections in dentistry and how to handle them. Identifying the biggest objection in the sales process that is not from the patient but the dentist or the dental team. Learn how to isolate objections and validate them before handling them. Learning the sample scripts for every common objection scenario. How to request for discounts must be handled. Lesson 5, Closing or coming to an agreement with patients. Why closing questions must be asked. Why patients expect us to ask a closing question. How soon a closing must be asked. What are the different types of closing techniques and how they can apply to dentistry. How to get your patients committed to a treatment after they have agreed to prevent cancellations and no-shows. How to collect large deposits or payments in full before the appointment. As you can see, this is a very comprehensive program and is the result of my nearly 30 years working as a dentist, as a dentalpreneur, as a consultant working with hundreds of offices. As an additional bonus for ordering these lessons, I will add the following presentation free of charge to your Sales Mastery curriculum. Free video bonus number 1, Elevator Pitches. A complete presentation on elevator pitches with sample clinical elevator pitches that can be immediately used by your dental team. Free video bonus number 2, Increasing Transaction Volume. In this video, I will introduce you and your dental team to the concept of upselling, cross-selling, bundling, cross-referral, and cross-promoting to increase each sales transaction adding substantial revenue to your office. Free video bonus number 3, Smile Design Principle, what looks good and what needs to be improved. In this video lesson, your team will learn about smile design principles and how to identify what looks good and how to communicate what needs to be improved with your patients. These lessons are guaranteed to immediately shift the way you're thinking about your approach to dentistry, increase your production level, allow you to take more time off, and work more relaxed with less stress. However, I have to warn you that you must have the clinical skills to back up what you're trying to recommend to your patients. Otherwise, you will face many problems such as giving refunds or may find yourself in a lawsuit. It is my sincere intention to get these lessons out to as many dentists as possible across the globe and change the way dentistry is being treatment planned and communicated with patients. I hope we begin teaching these in dental schools. The cost of this program compared to the return on your investment is absolutely nominal. I have had dentists who used to make $75 per hour and their productions have gone up to $500, $1,000, $2,000, $300, $3,000 per hour, depending on their skill set and how competent they are as a dentist. They have gone from working over 220 days a year to 120 days a year while doubling or tripling their income. This has allowed them to spend more time with their families, take more vacations, and restore their relationship back to normal. I have charged clients previously $40,000, $50,000 per client per year to coach them through this program. However, because I want to reach as many people as possible on every corner of this earth, I have decided to bring this program to you as an online platform at a fraction of cost and is available to you 24/7, 365 days. This program is not a quick-to-get-rich program. It is not a substitute for great clinical skills, and it is only for those dentists who want to treatment plan their patients based on strong morals and ethical integrity. This training is also for dentists who have reached a plateau in their practices or professional life and need guidance on how to take their life and careers to the next level. If you dread the idea of going to your practice every day, if you have lost your passion for your patients, your team, if you're facing difficulties related to your health and relationships, please sign up for this program. Begin applying the principles that I teach with your team and begin seeing an unbelievable transformation in you, your income, your team, and your life. I guarantee you that if you do not sign up for this program, nothing will change in your practice or your life, and you may face some serious consequences in your health, in your relationships, but certainly in your finances. This comprehensive program that is a result of my nearly 30 years working as a dentist, as a dentalpreneur, and a consultant working with hundreds of dentists. There is hope, and please do not give up on your passion for dentistry, your relationships, and don't let dentistry to affect your health. I'm here to help you. Your family needs you, your patients and your team need you. Begin working smarter and not harder. I'd like to thank you for watching this presentation. If you'd like to watch a sample free preview of Sales Mastery, please sign up for the Dental University and begin your path to a new life as a dentist. I'd like to thank you for your attention. I hope to see you on our online campus soon. Follow me on Instagram at Dr. Alan Nazari for daily lessons.